Hi, Scott. Thank you so much for joining us today. I guess to kick things off, could you share with our audience a bit about Kookai as well as your role and journey with the business?
Sure, thanks for having me. I started at Kookai nearly 5 years ago. We're a vertically integrated women's fashion business. We have offices or stores all around the world, particularly in France, Spain, Switzerland, Australia, New Zealand. We sell online globally. We have two factories in Fiji and Sri Lanka that we own ourselves. So the vertical integration lets us really leverage some of the power, I suppose, of NetSuite as a global subsidiary ERP system.
And your role specifically at Kookai?
I'm the CIO at Kookai.
Now, Kookai has been a NetSuite customer for some time now. Can you share a little about your NetSuite journey? When did you start with NetSuite and how it's being used by the business today?
Certainly. Back in 2017, Kookai was still, the business I work for, the Australian arm, was still licensing the brand from Europe. And so we were mainly concerned with Australia and New Zealand and the two factories that we run in Sri Lanka and Fiji. But at that time, we were able to purchase the original parent company in Europe. And we needed a quick way of pulling all our financials in to a global system so that we were able to manage the business and see what was happening. So NetSuite was chosen because it was a really fast way to roll out a global ERP. It was localized in those regions from a financial point of view. So really, we just started with NetSuite Financials. Right now, we're using NetSuite for everything, for inventory, purchasing, sales. We use the TCS POS point of sale bundle in our stores, which is really powerful because the data is integrated directly. Basically, a sales order in our point of sale system is in NetSuite. So you can see in your live reporting exactly what's happening in the stores. You don't have to wait for overnight updates and things like that.
Absolutely. And I guess like many organizations running NetSuite, you rely on Celigo as part of your core integration strategy. Can you point to some of the challenges that you previously faced with integration in the business and how Celigo helped overcome them? Basically, what do you use Celigo for?
We use it very comprehensively now. When I started, the biggest challenge we had was integrating the point of sale system we currently used. It was also a cloud-based system, but it had API connectivity. Celigo was seen as best of breed, particularly having been written by NetSuite engineers, I believe. So we were able to integrate that point of sale system really, really quickly and have all that data come through at a high general ledger level to allow us to continue to trade with that move to NetSuite. And then very shortly thereafter, we moved to full transaction by transaction integration using Celigo. So there was a lot of data flowing back and forth live in the system, which it was able to deal with. Everything from as an invoice was placed or a sale was placed with a customer, they made their payment, we would see it in the ERP within 5 minutes. So that meant our live reporting was able to help us run the business really quickly. That was an initial challenge. I think we now use Celigo to integrate everything from Klaviyo for our marketing CRM system. We use the dedicated off-the-shelf Shopify bundles for 6 Shopify websites at the moment, and are about to move to using Shopify's new markets as well. That particular integration gets used very heavily. Anything else we have to do from an EDI perspective or integrating with other systems like our core RFID inventory management system, that's integrated live through Celigo and API connectivity as well. Most of those integrations we built in-house just by reading the instructions. Celigo is really good. What you see is what you get edited, being able to say, I need to take this data from here, wash it this way, push it into NetSuite, or vice versa. It's really useful. One benefit we didn't realize that we had initially was we can actually take data out of NetSuite, recraft that data or wash it, and then push it straight back in. So we do have a few flows that do that as well, just to make NetSuite easy to use.
Yeah, it's great. Great adoption of the technology. I guess extending on that and a couple of points you made earlier, are you able to share some of the benefits to the business over time, profitability, time to market, any operational efficiencies that have been realized?
Absolutely. Time to market's a great example. We are very just in time in terms of how quickly we can respond to a market. Because we run our own factories, we're able to say, that style's not working, let's use the fabric to make something else, versus having to commit to a few shipping containers full of a style that maybe isn't going to work for customers. We're able, through Celigo, we integrate our manufacturing system in the factories straight through to NetSuite. So we can see the, pretty much within 15 or 20 minutes, we can see live the production data in the factories in our NetSuite reporting. So we sum all of that data up and we're able to use our reporting to see live sales, live manufacturing, our current stock and flow in the business, and make fast business decisions based on that, so that we can turn the tap off in our factories really quickly if we need to.
Yeah, it's a great example of a data-driven organization. I guess finally, can you share Kookai's plans for the future, some of the upcoming challenges that you face, and how do you see Celigo supporting the business moving forward?
Probably the biggest example is some of our European businesses. Our websites all run in Shopify, but they're not currently integrated. We're migrating some of those businesses fully to use NetSuite, similar to what we've done here in Australia and New Zealand. So one of the first steps is switching the website across using the Celigo off-the-shelf Shopify app, so that transactional data and product data is integrated live. That's a big step for us. It actually helps get all that product data in our system, get all the financials moving. Once we've done that, we'll be integrating with a local point of sale system similarly, so that the transaction data is as live as it can be, and we'll have access to that global reporting here. So the speed that we enjoy in this part of the business and accelerated reporting, the rest of the business can benefit from as well.
Fantastic. 5 short, sharp questions. Scott, as always, it's a pleasure to speak with you and wonderful to see the continued innovation and success at Kookai. We're very proud to be partners in that journey, and we're looking forward to seeing what the future holds. Thanks again, Scott. Really appreciate your time.
Well, good, mate. We really appreciate the partnership from Celigo too. It's been a long partnership, but we at Kookai really value it. Thank you.
Thank you.